Many widows in our society are carrying the brunt of economic deprivation, denial of rights, social and economic neglect, disempowerment, and lack of access to shelter, health, and other basic needs of life. It is disheartening that many widows in our society are living below poverty line. The challenges faced by widows in our society are quite grievous and pathetic, which can only be rectified through access to good health care system, qualitative education, and decent form of livelihood free from violence and abuse. However, the Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation under the Lagos State government, in line with THEMES agenda of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, a lover and supporter of the Lagos women, especially the vulnerable, which include widows and disabilities, have come together to celebrate and empower widows in the society in commemoration of the International Widows' Day. Thus, the representative of the First Lady of Lagos State, Dr. Claudia Ibijake Sanwo-Olu, highly represented by Abimbola Idowu, in a speech at the importance of the day, and speaking to journalists after the event, the Lagos State Commissioner for Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Cecilia Bolaji Dada, also had opinion on the reasons widows need to be recognized and empowered in the society.
Today, as we celebrate the International Widows' Day, I want to reiterate the Lagos State government's zero tolerance to all forms of violence against women and remind everyone that the administration of Mr. Governor Babatunde Olusola Sanwo-Olu will not relent in protecting the rights of all categories of women folks, including the widows.
My advice for them always is that the death of their husband is not the end of their life. The death of their husband does not mean that happiness or joy has eluded them. It is their responsibility to make themselves happy. It's their responsibility to take care of their children. And my advice to all the women in Lagos State is that they must be empowered, they must be self-reliant, so that when they lose their spouses, it will not be an end to comfort for them and their children. Before now, we have empowered 2,450 widows, and today we're empowering another 1,000 widows with a cash sum of 20,000 naira, which is a livelihood support for all of them.
The Lagos State government now has a social register, and this social register has even been verified by the World Bank. So that is what we use now to mine all beneficiaries of all the social intervention programs of the state government.
The Minister of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation has 19 skills and acquisition centers with 20 vacations being taught on long-term and short-term of 6 months, 9 months, and 1 year respectively, and tens of thousands of widows are beneficiaries of the program. Speaking to some of the widows, they aired their opinion on what the Lagos State government is doing in empowering widows in the society.
I thank God that they also key into this, and then they set aside this day to parley with the widows, to encourage the widows, to empower the widows, and to give the widows hope that there's a better tomorrow. That you lose a loved one does not mean that is the end of life.
This event is very, very nice. I don't know that they are doing something like this in Lagos State. This is my first experience. My president sent me through my national council here. But if they are doing something like this to the widows, all our widows will not have any more problem.
However, the Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation implore all stakeholders at the helms of affairs to come together and curb the negative customs and cultural beliefs adversely affecting women, especially the widows, in order to alleviate their experiences in our society and the country at large.